Hello, everyone, and welcome back to World English Podcast, the show that helps you bridge the gap between classroom English and the real world. I'm Mia.
And I'm Leo. And Mia, today I am bringing you a tragedy, a linguistic tragedy.
Oh no, what happened?
I was at a networking event on Tuesday. A very nice person asked me how my new project was going. In my native language, I would have said, it is incredibly overwhelming but ultimately rewarding.
Very articulate. What did you say in English?
I panicked. My brain went completely blank, so I smiled and said, it is very big and I am happy but tired.
Ha! The classic simplification.
But here is the frustrating part, Mia. I know the words overwhelming and rewarding. I read them all the time. I hear them in podcasts. I know exactly what they mean. But in the exact moment I needed them, they disappeared. They vanished into thin air.
It is the tip of the tongue phenomenon. You can feel the word right there, but you just cannot reach it.
Yes, and the second I walked away from the conversation, my brain suddenly said, hey, Leo, the word you wanted was overwhelming. Too late, brain.
This is arguably the number one complaint of intermediate learners. You feel like your reading and listening vocabulary is huge, but your speaking vocabulary is tiny. You feel like a genius when you read and a child when you speak.
Exactly. Why does my brain hide my own vocabulary from me?
Your brain isn't hiding it. It just filed it in a different drawer. Today, we're going to talk about the difference between your passive vocabulary and your active vocabulary, why the gap between them exists, and most importantly, 5 techniques to move words from the passive drawer into your active speaking vocabulary.
I need to unlock the drawer. Let's do this.
Before we unlock the secrets of memory, please make sure you subscribe to World English Podcast. And if you have ever forgotten a word mid-sentence, leave us a like. We feel your pain.
To fix this problem, Leo, we first need to understand how the brain stores language. You do not have one vocabulary. You have 2.
A passive and active.
Correct. Your passive vocabulary contains all the words you understand when you hear or read them. You do not have to produce them. You just have to recognize them.
Like when I read a news article, I understand almost everything.
Yes. Think of your passive vocabulary like a massive library. It holds tens of thousands of books. When someone else says a word, the librarian quickly finds the book and says, "Ah, yes, I know what this means."
Okay, and what is the active vocabulary?
Your active vocabulary contains the words you can recall and produce spontaneously in real time without hesitation. If your passive library is a massive library, your active pocket is your pocket.
My pocket.
Yes, it is the handful of words you carry with you everywhere. They're easy to grab. You don't need a librarian. You just reach in and pull them out. Good, bad, happy, tired, very big.
Ouch, yes, my pocket words.
It is a universal rule of language learning. Your passive library will always be much, much larger than your active pocket. Even in your native language, you understand far more words than you actually use in daily conversation.
That makes sense. I don't use poetic words every day, but I understand them. But in English, I want some of those library words to be in my pocket. I want overwhelming in my pocket.
Exactly. The problem for B1 and B2 learners is that they spend 90% of their time adding books to the library. They read more, they highlight words, they memorize lists, but they do nothing to move those words into their pocket.
Because we think that if we just read a word enough times, it will automatically become easy to say.
Which is false. Recognizing a word requires very low neural energy. Producing a word from memory requires high neural energy. If you only practice recognizing words, you will only get good at recognizing words.
You get good at what you practice.
Exactly. If you want to speak fluently using advanced vocabulary, you have to practice retrieving the words, not just recognizing them. You have to build a physical pathway in your brain that makes pulling the word out of the library fast and automatic.
So, how do we move words from the library to the pocket? Strategy number 1, stop learning single words. Learn chunks.
Chunks, you mean like phrases?
Yes, the brain is terrible at remembering isolated data. If you write down the word overwhelming on a flashcard with the translation on the back, your brain has nothing to connect it to. It is floating in space.
So what should I do instead?
You anchor it to a context. Instead of learning overwhelming, you learn the chunk, I find this project quite overwhelming, or the amount of work is overwhelming.
Because then the words around it act like clues.
Precisely. Words in your brain are like a spider web. When you pull on one word, the connected words come with it. If you practice saying, the amount of work is, your brain will automatically finish the pattern with overwhelming.
So I need to memorize full sentences, not single words?
Yes, or at least collocations, words that naturally go together. Don't learn decision, learn make a decision. Don't learn responsibility, learn take responsibility. It reduces the work your brain has to do while speaking. Strategy 2 is called the Personalization Rule.
Make it about me.
Exactly. The brain prioritizes survival and personal relevance. It deletes information it thinks is useless. If you learn a textbook sentence like, the CEO found the financial report overwhelming, your brain will forget it by tomorrow, because you are not a CEO and you don't care about financial reports.
True. Sorry to the CEOs listening.
But if you take that new word and immediately write 3 sentences about your actual life, that changes everything. Studying English grammar is sometimes overwhelming for me. The traffic in my city is overwhelming.
Oh, wow. You're attaching the vocabulary to a real emotion and a real memory.
Yes, when you attach a word to your personal reality, it becomes sticky. Your brain says, oh, this word describes my life. I better put this in the active pocket because I will probably need it again. Strategy number 3 is forced output practice.
Forced output? That sounds intense.
It just means practicing speaking before you are in a real conversation. You cannot expect a word to be ready in a high-pressure networking event if you have never spoken it out loud in your bedroom.
This is my exact mistake. I read the word, I understand it, and I assume my mouth will know how to say it on Tuesday.
The mouth needs muscle memory. Pick 3 new words you want to use this week. Let's say overwhelming, rewarding, and fascinating. Stand in front of your mirror or record a voice note on your phone and force yourself to talk about your day for 2 minutes, making sure you use all 3 words.
Like a game.
Exactly. You're forcing your brain to go into the library, find those specific books, and bring them out. The first time you do it, it will feel slow. The 5th time, it will feel natural. By the time you go to the networking event, the words are already in your pocket. Strategy 4 is a secret weapon. It is called spaced repetition.
I've heard of this. It has to do with flashcards, right?
Yes, spaced repetition systems, or SRS, are based on the forgetting curve. If you learn a word today, you will forget 80% of it in 2 days. But if you review the word just before you forget it, the memory gets stronger.
So you review it after 1 day, then 3 days, then a week.
Exactly. And there are free apps like Anki or Quizlet that calculate this math for you. But remember strategies 1 and 2. Do not put single words in your SRS app. Put personalized chunks.
So the front of the flashcard says, my new project is incredibly, and the back says, overwhelming.
Yes, and when you review it, you must speak the answer out loud. Do not just think it. Speak it. You're training the active speaking pathway, not just the passive reading pathway. And finally, strategy 5, the 24-hour rule.
What's that?
When you're reading a book or watching Netflix in English, you'll see dozens of great words. Don't try to learn all of them. You'll get exhausted. Pick just 1 word per day that you think is highly useful.
Just 1? That feels too slow.
It's not slow if it actually goes into your active pocket. 365 active words a year will transform your fluency. If you try to learn 20 a day, they'll all stay in the passive library. Pick 1 word, write it on a sticky note, put it on your laptop, and your goal is to use that word in a real conversation or a real email within 24 hours.
If you use it, you keep it.
Use it to lose it or use it to keep it. The 24-hour rule forces immediate application.
Before we finish, Leo, we need to talk about mindset, because even with all these strategies, you will still forget words sometimes. Native speakers forget words.
Really? Because native speakers always seem so confident.
We fake it well. When a native speaker forgets a word, they don't panic, they just talk around it. This is what we talked about in the last episode, circumlocution. If I forget the word overwhelming, I don't stop the conversation. I just say, it's a lot to handle right now.
So the real skill is not having a perfect memory. The real skill is not panicking when the memory fails.
Exactly. In linguistics, this is called having a high tolerance for ambiguity. It means you are comfortable being slightly uncomfortable. You accept that your spoken English will not be as complex as your written English.
That is hard for perfectionists. Like me, I want to sound as smart in English as I do in my native language.
And you will, but fluency is a journey. You have to allow yourself to use simple pocket words while you are slowly building up your active vocabulary. Don't let the fear of forgetting a fancy word stop you from communicating your basic idea. Connection is always more important than perfection. How will you know these strategies are working? What does it feel like when a word finally moves into your active pocket?
I imagine it feels like magic.
It does. The best sign of progress is the accidental word. You will be in a conversation, speaking quickly, and suddenly a beautiful, advanced vocabulary word will just jump out of your mouth.
Without planning it?
Without any planning. You will finish your sentence and think, wait, did I just use the word fascinating correctly? You didn't search the library. Your brain just handed it to you.
I want that feeling. I want my brain to surprise me with my own intelligence.
When that happens, celebrate it. It means the pathways are forming. Your active pocket is growing. Let's review 8 essential words from today's episode. Add these to your active pocket.
I am ready to anchor them.
Word 1, phenomenon. A fact or situation that is observed to exist or happen.
Example, the tip of the tongue phenomenon is completely normal for language learners.
Word 2, retrieve. To find and bring something back.
Example, speaking fluently requires you to retrieve words quickly from your memory.
Word 3, vanish. To disappear suddenly and completely.
Example, when I get nervous, my vocabulary seems to vanish.
Word 4, spontaneous. Happening naturally, without being planned.
Example, active vocabulary allows for spontaneous, natural conversation.
Word 5, chunk. A part of something, or a natural group of words.
Example, don't learn single words, learn vocabulary in chunks or phrases.
Word 6, anchor. To secure firmly in position or connect to something stable.
Example, you must anchor new vocabulary to a personal memory so you do not forget it.
Word 7, rewarding. Providing satisfaction or feeling good because you have done something useful.
Example, learning a new language is overwhelming at first, but highly rewarding.
Word 8, ambiguity. Being open to more than one interpretation, being inexact or uncertain.
Example, to speak confidently, you need a high tolerance for ambiguity.
Action steps. 6 things you can do today to activate your vocabulary.
Step 1. Stop studying lists of single words. From today, only write down new words inside full phrases or sentences.
Step 2. The personalization rule. Take 2 words you recently learned and write 3 sentences about your actual life using them.
Step 3. Try forced output. Pick 3 words, stand in front of a mirror, and speak for 2 minutes using those specific words.
Step 4. Download a spaced repetition app like Anki or Quizlet and start reviewing your personalized sentences. Say them out loud.
Step 5. The 24-hour rule. Find one great word today, write it on a sticky note, and force yourself to use it in real life before tomorrow.
Step 6. Write in the comments below. Use the personalization rule right now. Tell us about a time you experienced the tip of the tongue phenomenon. Write it in English.
Quick recap. You have 2 vocabularies, the massive passive library and the small active pocket.
Recognizing a word is easy, retrieving a word is hard. You have to practice retrieving to build the speaking pathway.
Use chunks, personalize the context, and practice forced output to move words into your pocket.
And remember, even native speakers forget words. Don't panic, just talk around it.
Thank you for listening to episode 15 of World English Podcast. If you found this helpful, please subscribe, leave a like, and share this with a friend who always forgets their words.
I'm Leo, and my pocket is definitely getting heavier today.
I'm Mia. Keep practicing, keep talking, and we will see you next time.
Bye, everyone.